Today I would like to talk to you about caption bolt guns. Here we are in my little workshop here in the basement of my house, where I store all my firearms and ammunition. They're well locked away in a gun safe, and I just come home from a farm kill, and now I have to clean my caption bolt gun. And I think this is a good opportunity to show you how to maintain these guns. This one here happens to be a Blitz-Kerner bolt caption gun. There goes a capsule in here, in the back here. You unscrew that, it goes in here, and then that's a trigger here. You open the safety and then you can release and the bolt comes out. The bolt is about 3-4 inches long. It penetrates in the forehead and renders the animal instantly painless and brain dead. And so we can proceed slaughtering it. This gun only works though for tame animals that are approachable, because in order to make this gun work, you have to hold it direct onto the animal's forehead and press the trigger for the bolt to come out. For animals that are not approachable, I use regular rifles. For beef, I use a 223 caliber, and for smaller animals such as pigs and lamb, I use a 17 HMR. They work very good. This gun here, they come with different cartridges. This one happens to be yellow. Some other brands have different colors and different names. It's yellow, that means it's for beef. Then the next one here is green, means it's for pigs. And the heaviest one is blue, that's for heavy cattle bulls. The reason there is different cartridges for this is because animals need different strength. Obviously, if I kill a lamb, it doesn't need as much power behind the bolt as it needs for a big bull. So let's get on, and I'm going to show you how we take this gun apart and how we clean it. I do that after every farm kill. When I come home, the first thing I do after I unloaded everything and washed all my equipment and disinfected everything, I pay a close attention to keep all my guns well maintained and well cleaned. And I do that after every time I come home from work. I do that right away. So let me show you how we take this gun apart and how we clean it. So like with everything else, preparation is the most important thing, and so I prepared everything. I have the gun here, I have a cover here on my little workbench, I have all my cleaning brushes and everything with me. I have swabs here to clean the gun, and now we start taking it apart. This is very simple. You open up the back here and then put it right there, so everything is always where you need it, and all in order you take it apart. And we unscrew the front here, and as soon that comes undone here, the spring becomes visible. That's the spring that pulls the bolt back in when it enters the animal's head. So we take that out, we put that over here, and that's the bolt. There's a little rubber here, we put that way over here because that shouldn't come in contact with any solvents, gun cleaning solvents, or I happen to use WD-40. It should not, because it erodes the rubber bushing. And that's the bolt. And about half of that bolt, about that much, goes into the animal's head. And like I said, instantly renders it brain dead. So that's the bolt. And then here we have the barrel. So we start with cleaning the barrel. I have that big brush here that screws onto here. Should I put my reading glasses on? My eyes are not the best anymore, but with 65 years of age that can be expected. So then I take my WD-40 and again I keep that well away from the rubber and just don't need much, just one little squirt here, one little squirt inside the barrel, and now we start cleaning it. Just a couple of times, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and that's good enough. Then we take that off and put the small brush on it, just like that. Almost all the caption bolt guns are the same. They vary very little in how you take them apart. They're very easy, and then here in the back, where the cartridge chamber is, that's where we go in and clean here a bit, and you can see how dirty the brush gets from one shot. And that needs to be all cleaned out, and that keeps your, oops, here we go, and that keeps your gun working flawlessly all the time. You know, cleaning your material, same when I come home from killing an animal, the first thing I do is I clean everything, the gambrel, the chains, the knives, everything gets cleaned and disinfected, and it's ready for the next job I have to do. So then we wrap that little thing around here, that's sometimes a little bit dodgy to get on, just like that. And now we clean all the WD-40 and all the grime, whatever is in here gets cleaned out. And there it is, you can see how discolored from white it turned all grey and black. So we keep doing that till it comes out as white as it goes in. Because like I said, cleanliness is, you know, I keep repeating that we owe it to the animals we kill for food to be as humane and efficient and quick as we can when we kill it. No animal should be suffering because we eat them. They all should die a humane, ethical death. And one way to ensure that, besides knowing what you're doing, is keeping your equipment, especially the guns, in top working order. So you see that's white, so that it tells me that's clean. Then we take that brush off and change it again for a small one, and we do the same with the cartridge chamber. It's just like that. Goes on here, and that's a small thing, so I have to wrap that quite tightly around, otherwise it will not go in. So I pride myself on keeping all my equipment, you know, it's not only for ethical purpose for the animal, but also, so we do one more. It's an investment, it's money. Yeah? This is the cheapest caption bolt gun you actually can buy on the market. But even that, it's $300. The most expensive one you can buy is over $1,000. And so it's also protecting your investment. Oh, that comes out nice, clean and white. We're done with that. And now the outside, a little bit, just wipe it off. So, just like that. Yeah, so here, wipe all the excess off. There's still enough on it to keep it clean. And now we go to the bolt. There is some brain matter in here. That all has to be cleaned out. And for that I use an old one here. That's still somewhat semi-clean. Sprayed a bit with WD-40 and always away from that rubber thing. Well, these are a handy tool to have, and like I said, I prefer them, and then I just wipe it down here. It's a really humane and ethical Like the cow I killed this morning. In one hand I had an apple, and the other I had the gun, and while she was eating the apple, boom. Never felt nothing. Relax. That's the beauty of farm killing, you know. You don't have to transport the animal anywhere. You don't have to cause it anxiety and stress by loading it on a trailer and drive it God knows where to a slaughterhouse where it's in a strange environment. On a farm they're among themselves, and a place where she's familiar, where the animals know each other, and where they're perfectly happy and content, and boom, they die. That's humane. That's as humane as it will get. Now we pay attention to our spring here. Same thing. Oops, I see some excess oil in here. Spray it lightly with WD-40. You can use a gun cleaner. Something like this here. That's from Hobbs, I believe. You know, that's what I clean my guns with too. Or this spray here afterwards. I don't use it for this, I just use WD-40, but for the other guns I use this, happens to be a Remington oil to keep it all nice and smooth. It's a silicone based oil. That means it won't freeze up on you when it's really cold out there. So we clean that feather a bit here, or that spring. Sorry, sometimes the German word slips out of me. Feather means spring. No, that's clean. We put it back here. Now we go to the muzzle. They're the same thing. That's clean enough, so I use that because that don't need particular cleaning, just a little bit oil. Lubricant protects it from rusting. Although it's all rust-free steel, they say, but you know, just clean it, maintain it. Then important is these two holes here. That's vents, they have to be clean, so you just look through it on the light. Light is up here, yep, they're both open and clean. And that's that. And now the trigger assembly. I don't take the trigger assembly apart, there's another screw here. You open it up, then unscrew that, and the trigger assembly comes out. I only clean that so every 10 shots. Doesn't need more. Oh, here too, I just go put that in here. Take that brush, twist it a few times, and it's clean. Voila. Maybe a little more. It's a little bit black there, came out. Like that. There, now it's clean. That's how easy it is. Take another one that's semi-dry here. I had that before to clean the barrel up, wipe that a bit, wipe the trigger a bit. It's all good. See if the bolt works. To see, you just pull that back. Whenever, even if it's just like that, just the trigger assembly, I never point it against me when I try that. Always to the side. That's just a habit I have. It works beautifully. It's just a habit I have with all firearms. I never ever point the firearm at myself, or for that matter at anything else I don't want to shoot. And that even goes for little things like this. I don't point it against me. It's just something I'm very avid about it. Alright, so now we go back to assemble the gun, and we assemble it the way we did it before. Here is that rubber thing. I don't, in case you wonder, I don't clean that. Very seldom with the dry brush and the thing, I wipe it a bit, that's it, don't need more. That one doesn't need any attention. So now we have to assemble it again. So the bolt goes in like that, the spring goes over it, and then that goes in, the rubber, then the muzzle gets screwed on. You have to press it down a bit because that spring is quite strong. What the spring does, when the bolt comes out, it pulls the bolt back in again. So we tighten that. Don't need to be super tight on this model here. There. So whenever you get a device like that, or any firearm, always make sure you read and understand the instructions. Don't use any firearms, no matter how good you think you are, without reading the instructions and get yourself familiar with it. Alright, then that goes back on here again, like this. Make sure that spring is still in place over here. This little spring here is what brings the trigger back again, so it always has to face one way, the opening of the spring. If the spring is over here, the trigger won't go back. Then it's ready to store, and the way I store that thing is in an old sock of mine. It goes in here. That happens to be a proper wool sock. So there it is. That happens to be a proper wool sock, which keeps it dust-free thing. And I have a little pouch for it here. That never was made for this, but the gun fits nicely in here. This goes over in here, and in here, that goes in, close, and that caption bolt gun is ready for the next job. I know it's working, and I never have to worry about not working. That's one thing I never have to do, because I take care of my equipment, and that's very important. I hope that helps you. If you like my channel, then down here please subscribe to my channel and pass it on to your friends. This channel, Ottmar Worringer channel, is more than just farm slaughtering. I wanna, eventually we just started, but I wanna cover the whole range of raising, slaughter animals, slaughtering the animal, and cutting, meat cutting, deboning, sausage making, and the whole range from the farm to your plate. We will cover everything here. I hope you enjoy my little video here, and hope it helps you, and thanks for watching.